Max Verstappen entered the 2025 Formula One season carrying a weight only a few champions in history have ever known. The weight of expectation, the pressure of legacy, and the burden of being the man everyone wants to defeat. He was no longer just a driver, he was the benchmark, the target, the throne everyone was climbing toward. And as the lights went out across 24 races, one truth became painfully clear. Even the greatest driver of his generation has weaknesses. And in 2025, those weaknesses were exposed more brutally than ever before. Today, we are peeling back every layer of Verstappen's 2025 campaign and revealing the hidden flaws that shaped his season, weaknesses that cost him the championship, weaknesses that the world refused to acknowledge, and weaknesses that could define the next era of Formula One. So sit back, because by the time this story ends, you will not see Max Verstappen the same way again. The season began with familiar dominance. Red Bull looked strong, Verstappen looked sharp, and the world believed the championship was already written. But beneath the surface of early victories lay the first signs of trouble. The car's behaviour was inconsistent, the upgrade path was unpredictable, and for the first time in years, Verstappen wasn't driving a machine that obeyed his every command. Still, he powered through the opening rounds, securing strong results and masking the cracks. But as the season unfolded, those cracks widened into fractures that would ultimately reshape the entire championship. The first and most devastating weakness Verstappen showed in 2025 was emotional volatility under pressure. When the car worked, Max was invincible. But the moment things went wrong, when the balance slipped away, when the tyres misbehaved, when rivals applied pressure, something inside him snapped. The most glaring example came in Spain, a moment that will be replayed in highlight reels for decades. Fighting Russell for position he didn't need to risk, Max forced his car into a gap that didn't exist. The collision was immediate, violent, and unnecessary. A 10-second penalty followed. But the real damage wasn't the penalty. It was Max admitting afterward that everything went red, a chilling confession that he lost composure at the worst possible moment. That moment alone was the difference between winning the 2025 championship and losing it. 2 points separated him from Lando Norris in the final standings. 2 points. Spain was the turning point of the entire season, but the emotional weakness didn't stop there. In Hungary, Verstappen faced a car so unpredictable he described it as nothing working. Instead of adapting, Max grew frustrated, overdrove the corners, pushed harder than the machinery could handle, and ultimately paid the price in lap time and tyre wear. Frustration seeped through the radio messages. The calm, calculated killer we knew from 2022 and 2023 transformed into a driver trying to force the car into obedience. And the car refused. Qatar delivered another chapter in the story of emotional fragility. Verstappen battled vicious bouncing, unexpected high-speed understeer, and a setup window so narrow it seemed impossible to nail. He suffered heavy instability and even watched his teammate out-qualify him for the first time all season. Max didn't take it well. The frustration boiled over, affecting his sprint performance and his decision-making. These emotional spikes, these flashes of frustration, became one of the defining weaknesses of his 2025 season. Because in Formula One, the fastest driver isn't always the one who wins championships. It's the calmest driver, the most calculated driver, the driver who doesn't let emotion dictate performance. And in 2025, Max failed that test repeatedly. But emotional volatility wasn't his only weakness. His second major flaw was over-aggression in wheel-to-wheel combat. Verstappen's aggression made him a champion, but in 2025, it also cost him dearly. We already mentioned Spain, but Austria deserves its own spotlight. Fighting Norris, Max pushed too hard, too early in a battle he could have won on strategy. Contact followed. Both drivers suffered damage. A podium became impossible. And with every lost race came more lost points. Points he desperately needed at season's end. Monza added to the pattern. After a slow start, Verstappen dove aggressively into turn 1, tapped the rear of another car, lost momentum, and fell into a DRS train he never escaped. Patience would have won him that race. Aggression lost it. This wasn't the Max Verstappen who controlled championships with an iron mind. This was the Max who chased every opportunity like a rookie desperate for a contract. And that is the danger of aggression without restraint. It turns brilliance into chaos. The third major weakness came from something Verstappen normally excels at: adapting to the car. For years, Red Bulls were built around Max's unique driving style: sharp front end, loose rear, aggressive rotation. But in 2025, the RB21 was not always cooperative. Its balance shifted race to race. It behaved differently on different tracks. And at certain circuits, Max couldn't trust the car beneath him. Qatar exposed this brutally. The understeer to oversteer snap meant Max couldn't commit to high-speed corners. His confidence evaporated. Hungary did the same: lack of traction, poor rotation, unpredictable aerodynamic behaviour. Verstappen is unbeatable in a car that listens, but in a car that hesitates or resists, he becomes mortal. Japan provided another example. Red Bull brought upgrades meant to fix the front end, but they made the car heavy on entry, leaving Max uncomfortable and slow to adapt. He finished behind drivers he normally dominates, and that's the truth. Verstappen struggles more than expected when the car shifts away from his preferred balance. The fourth weakness was strategic tunnel vision, a tendency to think about the moment, not the long-term picture. Spain is again Exhibit A. He didn't need to fight Russell that hard. He only needed to think championship. Instead, he thought battle. Austria, same issue. He could have played DRS games with Norris, saved his tyres, and struck later. Instead, he went for glory immediately and paid the price. Silverstone added another example. When the rain hit, Max tried to make slicks work far longer than he should have. He lost upwards of 15 seconds trying to control what couldn't be controlled. Sometimes it's not about having the best hands, it's about making the best decisions. Verstappen didn't always do that. The fifth weakness: inconsistent qualifying under pressure. Verstappen is a world-class qualifier, but in 2025, pressure and frustration led to mistakes. Qatar saw his teammate out-qualify him, an extremely rare event. His push laps were messy. He overdrove corners. He complained about car behaviour he should have adapted to. Monaco saw him tap the wall during Q2 because he pushed too hard before setting a banker lap. Mexico exposed his frustrations with engine lag and heat management. He overdrove the lap, ending P5 instead of fighting for pole. These moments matter. Qualifying defines track position. Track position defines strategy. Strategy defines championships. And the championship slipped away. The sixth and final weakness of Max Verstappen in 2025 was something most people overlook: overdependence on a car that perfectly fits his driving style. Drivers like Alonso and Hamilton can adapt to cars that behave in wildly different ways. But Verstappen? His excellence peaks when the car is exactly how he wants it: sharp front, light rear, immediate rotation. In 2025, the RB21 didn't always deliver that. On street circuits like Jeddah, Miami, and Singapore, where confidence and rotation are everything, Max struggled more than usual. Early season upgrades didn't suit him. Setup windows shifted unpredictably. And while the team worked tirelessly to fix these issues, they couldn't always match the evolving philosophies of rivals like McLaren and Ferrari. When the car wasn't perfect, Max wasn't perfect. And in a season as close as 2025, not perfect is enough to lose a championship. Now here's the brutal truth. Every one of these weaknesses, emotional volatility, overaggression, poor adaptation, strategic tunnel vision, qualifying inconsistency, car dependency, cost Max Verstappen points across the season. And when the dust settled, he lost the championship by just 2 points. 2 points. The difference between glory and heartbreak, the difference between history and regret. But here's the twist, because every great story needs one. These weaknesses do not diminish Verstappen's greatness. They define it. They show that even legends bleed. They show that even the strongest must face their flaws. And in Formula One, weaknesses are not permanent. They are opportunities. So now the question becomes, Will Max Verstappen confront these weaknesses and return stronger in 2026? Will he evolve into a calmer, more calculated, more adaptive version of himself? Or will the pressure expose more cracks as the field closes in? I'll leave you on this cliffhanger. Red Bull will not always build the fastest car. The question isn't whether Max can dominate when everything goes right. The question is whether he can win when everything goes wrong. Before we continue, quick pattern interrupt. If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, come on, don't be shy. Even the FIA is laughing at you right now. Hit that subscribe button before someone else steals your seat. And now let's close this story. Max Verstappen remains one of the greatest drivers to ever touch a steering wheel. His talent is unmatched, his speed is breathtaking, his hunger is relentless. But 2025 exposed the part of the champion we rarely see, the human part. And that is the part he must master to reclaim the throne. If you want to understand exactly how Max can fix these weaknesses and return stronger than ever in 2026, click the video appearing on your screen right now and drop a comment. Do you think Max lost the title because of the car or because of himself? I want to hear your take. And don't forget to like the video so the algorithm knows you want more F1 truth bombs. Until next time, stay fast, stay fierce, and never stop questioning the legends.